The former managers of the shipyard at the centre of a ferry building fiasco have accused the Scottish Government of having no serious intention of leaving it in private ownership while being warned nationalisation would be subject to EU state aid laws. They accuse ministers of forcing it into insolvency by rejecting a plan that would avoid any state aid claim, save the taxpayer at least £120 million and prevent the costs of building two key ferries soaring to over £300 million. The Scottish Government deny the accusations. The development comes after the Herald on Sunday revealed the government has faced questions about failing to notify the EU about nationalising Ferguson Marine Engineering Limited, FMEL, after being found to have given £50 million of illegal state aid to two airports. Illegal state aid was found to have been made to Sumburgh Airport on Shetland and Inverness Airport after both received taxpayer support that had not been approved by the European Commission. The EU has previously confirmed it was not notified of the state takeover on the issuing of two commercial loans to FMEL in Port Glasgow totalling £45 million before the yard fell into administration and then public ownership. It has now been revealed that a matter of days before FMEL fell into administration, its Counsel, in an analysis forwarded to ministers, warned that nationalisation would still be subject to state aid law. It said, "Nationalisation is not a mechanism for circumventing EU state aid rules, which apply equally to both privately and publicly owned undertakings. The intent of EU state aid rules is to avoid financial assistance given by a government that favours a certain company or commercial group and has the potential to distort market competition." The Scottish Government began the process of taking control of the last civilian shipyard on the Clyde in August as it went under because of the soaring costs of a contract with Caledonian Maritime Assets Limited, CMAL, the taxpayer-funded company which owns ferries and other infrastructure used by publicly owned operator CalMac. A £97 million project for two ferries is now costing nearly £230 million with no sign yet that either will available to passengers in the near future. Now, in a new analysis of what happened, the former management of the yard have demanded that ministers publish the full cost to the public of nationalisation, saying, the figure must be fully scrutinised. They say that ministers declined a restructuring solution that does not involve the presence of state aid that would have seen the vessels completed for far less than they now cost. In March, last year, FMEL says the costs to build the ferries had soared from £97 million to over £195 million. Now the former management believe that has now soared to over £300 million. They claim a conservative estimate of the extra costs. For more on this story, visit the news article link.